What's happening?
Just on duty. Well, I mean, we're off now, but just hanging out. We got here.
You're off now?
Yeah, we went 10-7 up here.
Oh, okay. No, that's cool. But you're on duty, though.
Yeah,
You're just out of duty. Oh, out of service.
Yes.
Cool. Again, I'm Pat Bodine. I know you're new to the department, right?
Mm-hmm. Today is my last day in Phase 2 with John.
Very good. J.N. Smith.
Yes, sir. ID number 76601.
Slow down. 7 what?
6601.
Perfect. We work for the Integrity Unit. I don't know if you know much about that, but we're obviously tasked with handling criminal investigations of employees as well as other types of investigations. But as this relates to an investigation that I guess you were privy to last night, that something happened at the jail. Who do you work with?
I'm John Andres' recruit.
Okay. Phase 2.
Mm-hmm. Last day of Phase 2.
Very good. Like it so far?
Oh yeah, it's fun.
Yeah. Good. How old are you?
19.
Very good. All right. At some given point, y'all went to the jail?
Mm-hmm, yeah, we went 10-15 with the guy last night who had a 99. 2 from Volusia County and 1 from out here in Jacksonville. Lucius Richardson was his name. So we arrested him.
Lucius,
Lucious Richardson. We went 10-15 with him last night. He had a 99. Felicia didn't want him, so we just took him on our warrant.
Okay.
And we went to the jail, and we were standing there waiting, and there was like probably 5 or 6 other officers there with 3 or 4 other prisoners, I guess, that they had arrested.
All right. Do you recall a time you got to the jail about?
We pulled him over at like 6:30. We probably got there at like 7:15, I'd say.
Okay.
Maybe a little later.
All right. I guess time's not that important. So when you got there, ultimately there was an incident involving a female and an officer. Were they already there when you got there?
Yeah. Yeah, they were ahead of us.
Okay. And like from the time you arrived, do you recall how long you were there before this incident happened? And
we probably stood around and were waiting for 10-15 minutes maybe.
okay.
It wasn't super long.
All right.
Because they were moving along, but it was 10-15 minutes at least.
Tell me about where the female was when y'all got there.
When we were there were 3 of them. There was a guy, a white Whiskey Mike, and then Bravo Foxtrot. She was shorter. Bravo Foxtrot, Whiskey Mike, and then the girl. She was standing in front of the door, the intake door, right there next to the trash can.
And where was that officer standing?
He was over kind of closer to us because I was all the way almost to the right window, and he was.
If you're facing the window, you're.
Yeah, if I'm looking at the window, I was kind of towards the right one, and he was kind of in front of the left one next to my FTO and the other officer we were talking to.
Okay. All right. Black officer, white officer?
Black officer.
Okay. All right. So tell me a little bit about that. Do you remember how the female was acting?
She was kind of standing there at first. When I got out, I kind of looked at all of them, and when I looked at her, she looked kind of distraught, and her hair was all messed up. She looked like she'd been crying. So we were standing there, and she was just talking and making noises and just kind of being loud.
When you say she's talking and being loud,
yeah, she was just kind of
like in particular.
Not really until I think right before that whatever happened. She was just kind of like I guess being a nuisance, I guess you could say. Okay. She was just like moaning, and then she just started blurting, talking, and then she said something about the cuffs were too tight, and then it had tore up her wrists, and then she kind of stopped talking, and then I don't know what she said to get whatever whatever happened. I don't know what she said to make that happen, but she said something, and then the other officer, the black officer, was kind of standing there, and then he said, I think it was still about the cuffs, and he said kind of like the fuzzy cuffs you're used to or something like that, and then she didn't hear him, and then that's when she stepped forward, and she was coming up behind my FTO, because my FTO, Officer Andres, had his back to her. She was all the way in the corner, so it wasn't a threat at the time, but then she started stepping forward, so that's when the black officer went forward to push her back. She was like, hey, get back, because she started to walk forward.
So she started walking over there where they were?
Yeah, she started walking towards us.
Okay.
And towards the officer that arrested her, the black officer.
And what happened when she did that?
She walked forward, and then he was like, whoa, whoa, and he walked over and went hands on and pushed her back and held her back so she didn't, come towards us. And then he broke off, and then he was turning and went to walk away, and that's when she kicked. I don't know, once or twice. I know she kicked at him. So I saw the flip-flop in her shoe go at him. And I think she might have made contact on his leg, on his right leg, because he was kind of turning like that.
And this is all stuff you saw, not that you've been told?
No, this is what I saw. Because
Okay.
I was kind of facing that direction. Because I was talking, I was at that right window leaning on the little shelf right there talking to my FTO and the other officer that was there. There's another one.
Okay.
And he was kind of talking to us. We were all talking, and our prisoner was there. He wasn't no problem, so we were kind of talking to him. And I was facing basically that way the whole time.
Okay. So she kicks at him 1 or 2 times?
Yeah.
Possibly hit him in the leg?
Yeah. I couldn't tell if there was contact because it was a quick throw. She just threw her leg out there.
Okay. And then what happened?
And then after that, she kicked him, and then she kind of leaned back, and then I guess he went hands on and he hit her maybe once or twice, but there's a plexiglass in the corner, and then the computer for the corrections guys right there. So I mean, I saw him throw a punch, but I don't know if it ever landed. And that's when my FTO finally turned around and heard all the commotion going on, and then he saw the black officer standing there. So he went over and said, grabbed him and said, hey, calm down, come over here, get away from her. And it was kind of done from there, and then he was kind of quiet, and then they called rescue.
So Andre went over there and pulled, and I don't know, I don't want to throw words out, but pulled or moved the officer
Yeah,
away.
he was like, hey, yo, bud, calm down, and, grabbed him and pulled him away, and then he walked him off, and then the black officer went back to basically what he was standing before, right there in front of the window. He wasn't like in front of the window, but there's like a little drop off where the vans pull off. He was kind of standing right there where the vans sit to transport prisoners.
And what was he saying while he was there?
Once he got there after that, so he was very quiet. After that, all that happened, he was just kind of standing there. He was quiet, he was looking around. He didn't say much at all. And then I think the girl was down for a little bit, and then one of the correction sergeants behind the glass in the box was like, hey, is she okay? And he was like, yeah, she's conscious, she's just playing the game. And they're like, well, go check on her. So the black officer checked on her, and then he was like, yeah, she's fine. And then the sergeant was like, well, you might want to call rescue anyways. So then he got on the radio and called rescue, and then rescue showed up. And the rescue was there for 10 minutes, maybe 10-15 minutes, checked on her, and they said that she was conscious and fine, and they said that she was playing the game too. Because when I remember leaning against our car, and one of the rescue guys was like, yeah, I wish I couldn't put both my hands behind my back and then lay down against concrete like that and keep a straight face.
Okay.
I remember him saying that.
Who said that?
One of the rescue guys, one of the EMTs or paramedics. There was like 6 or 7 of them there. There was a bus and a fire truck.
Did the officer that got in this incident, did he make any statements to you about why he did what he did, what prompted him to do what he did?
No, he didn't. He didn't talk to me, and I don't think he talked to anybody else until rescue got there. And then I think I saw him on the phone or on the radio, one of the two. I'm pretty sure it was on the phone because he walked past our car, but he never said anything to me, or I don't think my FTO either. I don't think he talked at all until another officer showed up and started
Did you hear
taking
when he
interviews.
told rescue what happened to her?
No, because I was back where I was originally, back standing against the plexiglass, but he was talking to them about something, and then I heard the girl screaming. She was like, he was hitting me and blah blah blah, and he beat me up, and then she just kept screaming that like 3 or 4 times to the rescue guys, and the rescue guys had to calm her down. Like, hey, whoa, calm down.
Okay.
We're just going to check on you, make sure you're okay, you need to be transported, whatever. but I don't think he said anything at all.
Andres, is he in patrol or traffic?
He's traffic.
Traffic. Y'all do y'all done any like DUI stops?
We had a signal 12. What's it? Thursday, Tuesday, and we got there. It was 6500 DuPont Center, behind the DuPont Center back off Prudential Drive, and the kid was 19. He was signal 1, and we arrested him. But I think that's the first time he's done it. I mean, we haven't done actually any like DUI or anything.
Okay. Other than him, have you had any other involvement with somebody that's intoxicated? Okay. Do you have an idea or a opinion as to whether or not this female had appeared to be intoxicated?
When I saw her, look like she'd been crying. She looked kind of tore up about it. I mean, she looked like her hair was a wreck. I don't know. I don't think she. I mean, if I just looked out of the way, when I scanned the first 3 inmates when I got out of my car, then I don't have to turn my back to them. I kind of looked at them, and she didn't. No, they didn't look. She didn't look intoxicated.
Okay.
To me, I mean, from what I saw of her.
All right. You got any questions for me?
No, sir.
Did you go over and check on her at all? Did you?
No, I once that happened, she was laying there, and then the black officer kind of stepped back, and then he went over there and checked on her, and then the sergeant behind the glass and the black officer started talking about rescue, and then right after that he called for rescue, and then I was still kind of standing there, and I didn't feel any to check on her. So there was like 6 corrections guys in the box. One of them came out to check on her, and then the black officer was standing there. They were both checking on her. The sergeant was watching, and then rescue was on the way at that time. So I figured rescue was on the way.
Okay.
And we once rescue got there, we kind of walked over there. I looked at her. She looked fine. I mean, she was definitely on the ground, but.
Were you there when she was taken into the jail?
No, we got there after she was already standing right there.
No, and taken into intake.
Oh, into intake, yeah. We were still there because our prisoner got taken in after her.
Okay. Are you aware of any incidents that happened after that when she was taken into the jail?
She stood up, and then I remember one of the lady correction, she had blonde hair, lady corrections officers came out, said, "Hey, come on, let's go." And then we grabbed her arm and walked her into the intake room, and then the door shut. And I was like, well, I guess that's the end of that. And then we started talking to our prisoner and talking to the corrections guys about our prisoner.
Okay.
And then we waited there for a little while to get our cuffs back, but once she went in the intake door, I didn't see any of her anymore.
Okay. All right. Well, that should just about do it. Then we can go wait out front for Andres to get done.
Yes,
I
sir.
appreciate it.
Yes, sir.